Yeah, I don't know that it'll be something that will be an every night thing, but he is going to start again tonight. You know, I think he's playing pretty well, and you know what you get night in, night out, and this physicality to start the game is helpful. There's no question about it, and it's a another game where you play a great offensive rebounder right out of the gate. In Jordan Hill the other night, it was Drummond, where you've got guys that average over 4 offensive rebounds a game, and hopefully his size and he can match up a little bit.
Do you like some of the things that Kelly does?
Yeah, I think when Kelly's really playing well, he impacts whatever unit he's on, and I thought he obviously went to a different level last game, and we're just trying to encourage him that, hey, when it's not going well and you have a tough start, having a response like that's a great thing. Being able to be a guy that can go to a different level within a game after a stint is a good thing.
You mentioned what you're getting night and night from Tyler. I mean, how do you weigh that with a guy that you're going to get from tonight, whereas Kelly, a year or two down the line, he might benefit from kind of working through some.
Well, I think first and foremost, I think it's what you're going to get from Kelly from the standpoint of he's going to be ready to play, he's going to be in the right defensive position. Offensively, he knows where to be and he runs the stuff great. And so I wasn't saying it as a slight against Kelly. I was saying it more as a guy that's 7 feet and a little bit thicker that can match up with some of these centers we're playing against. But that's it's a good question, and I think we all want our guys that can score to score 25 every night, but there's only a couple of guys that do that in the league. Hopefully we can get as consistent as we can be in making those plays across the board, not just one guy.
Coach James Young had a really good game with the Red Claws. How much are those trips to Maine helping him transition into this league?
Well, I think last night was really good. I was here for an event, and then I went. And then when I left, I actually got to catch most of the second half, and there were a lot of good players on the floor last night. There were a lot of guys with NBA experience on the floor, and you get a chance to play and you get a chance to get conditioning. So, positive experience, and hopefully that as we do those type of things, it continues to be a benefit, because again, we've really emphasized playing the same way up there as we do down here.
Did you get a chance to see Marcus play in the second half of that main game? And if so, what did you see from him?
I thought that he was, I think he offensively looked a little rusty, and he not too dissimilar from what he did Wednesday. But I thought as the game wore on, he got a lot more comfortable, and that's why you send him up there. We want him to be aggressive. We want him to knock the rust off. That's part of being out for a couple of weeks.
Coach, how much is Nick Young impacted?
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what the Lakers started with record, but I know it was 1 and something for a while there, and he's impacted it greatly. I mean, he can score. He gives them a very good scorer off the bench, a guy that can go in bunches, and I think he's a big reason why they've won a bunch of games recently and have been playing a lot better. But all those guys, and the obvious one is Kobe, but all those guys are playing their roles in a good way right now. Even in the loss to Washington the other day, they were down 6 or 8 inside of a minute. They were playing pretty well across the board. They're doing a good job with those guys.
Based on what you saw from Marcus last night, where do you think he is in terms of how far he is?
Mark, I'll really gauge that as we get into the game. And then gauge it based on how he looks in this particular game. I thought he was very rusty on Wednesday, and that's why we didn't go with him in the second half. So, again, Danny called me yesterday morning, and I hadn't even thought about having him go up to Maine. Never even crossed my mind. And right when he said it, it was obvious. So. I'm really glad that we did it, and hopefully it just helps expedite him getting back to feeling better.
Brad, how would you size up Kobe's game? He's 36, but he's leading the league in scoring.
You sized it up well, Bill. He's impressive, and it's the first time I've ever coached against him, because he wasn't healthy either the last 2 times. most every player has tendencies that you can try to take away. He just scores in such a variety of ways, you know, whether it's off screens or whether it's off the post. He can go left shoulder, right shoulder, he can fake either way, he can drive it left, drive it right. I mean, he is what he is. He's one of the greatest to play, and you know, all the tricks of the trade have just gotten better over the course of time.
I know you haven't coached against him before. You've seen him play on television. Does the game change a lot over the years, you think?
You know, I think any of these great scorers that as they age, they find different ways to be effective. And you know, he has moments where, you know, he certainly looks like he's 22 again. But he also is, you know, he can trick you to death. And that's where he's really special with the pump fakes and with the angles that he gets and the post position that he gets and how he plays off the elbow and all those things. I mean, he's good. He's really good. He's one of the best to play the game, and you know, got a lot of savvy, that's for sure.
It was this game a year ago when Rajon was named the captain before the game. A year later, almost a year later, how would you assess his role as a veteran leader on such a young team?
Yeah, I think, Jay, there's, first of all, the most important thing that somebody can be in that position is a worker, and I think an accountability factor is a big deal, and I think we all would say that he's been really good in both those areas. You know, you think about, you know, he's been hard on himself, and he's also been right back in the gym when things haven't gone his way. So, you know, I think he's done a good job, and it hasn't been an easy situation because, you know, we really threw him out there last year without any practice, as far as, you know, other than maybe 5-minute scrimmages here or there, without playing a game for however long it was. So, you know, I think he's done a good job, and you heard him the other night. I mean, he's very accountable, and you know, I'm just encouraging him to go out and be aggressive and do what he does best.
It seems like he's being patient with the whole process. Do you get that sense too?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all want to play well. I mean, and that's how we all, you know, judge and assess ourselves. And hey, we played a lot better in some other games than we did on Wednesday. And you know, I think we have to continue to judge ourselves based on how we played and not necessarily the result. And I'm not talking for him; I'm talking for all of us as a team, because you know, Wednesday we all felt a little bit better after the game, but we didn't play as well, especially when you go back and watch it on film.
Brad, just to clarify on Marcus, when you said that he didn't look right Wednesday night, you're saying more of a rust sense more so than health-wise?
Correct. Yeah.
Coach, what has it been like for you to be involved in this rivalry?
Yeah, so I was asked this by Grandy just now on the radio, and you know, when you're in coaching and you go to the gym and you do it year after year and over, you kind of get caught up in this is the next game. But it is unique to think about that you're driving downtown to play the Lakers tonight, and I think that's you know, something that our guys appreciate. You can hear them talking about it, and it's you know, it's a unique rivalry, and it's neat to be a part of it.
Coach, with James Young, is he sort of catching up to speed with the rest of the team now, and do you anticipate him maybe getting some minutes, more minutes?
Well, you never know what's going to happen with your team, first and foremost, you know, with regard to injuries or whatever the case may be, and so he's always got to stay ready and be ready. I think the biggest thing for James is to continue to you know, continue to play and get those opportunities in Maine, continue to practice extremely well, and then, you know, when that opportunity presents itself, to take advantage of it. Do I have a timeline for that? You know, when he beats those other guys out, then that's the timeline, and I think that's the right way to look at it.